In this video, I will show you how to answer this question. This is an exam question from Edexcel's C2 May 2016 paper. Of course, the modular approach to examinations no longer exists, but binomial expansion is still on the linear delivery, so it's well worth practicing. Part A, worth 4 marks. Asks you to find the binomial expansion of 2 minus 9x to the power of 4, the first 3 terms in ascending powers of x. So according to the formula booklet, we have a plus b to the power of n equals a to the power of n plus n, choose 1, a to the power of n minus 1 multiplied by b, plus n, choose 2 times by a to the n minus 2 multiplied by b squared, and so on. Those are the first 3 terms of the expansion, and as long as we choose b to be the x term, this will be ascending powers of x. So what I do is I always write down my formula first, and then I choose my substitution for a, b, and n. So in this case, a will be 2, b will be minus 9x, and n will be 4. So we can substitute those directly into the formula. So instead it says 2 minus 9x to the power of 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 4 plus 4, choose 1, multiplied by 2 to the power of 3, multiplied by b. Now I'm using brackets for my b term, because when you start to involve the powers, you need to be careful with the minuses and also with the coefficients. And the third term, 4, choose 2, 2 to the power of 2, multiplied by minus 9x squared rather. So now that you've got the formula written down and your choices of a, b, and n, you can focus on the actual terms. So 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 4, choose 1 is 4, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and I'm just including sort of quite a lot of work in there because I want to avoid making mistakes. I'm using my calculator to calculate 4, choose 2. You might recall that there is a button on your calculator for n, choose r. It's the shifted division sign. Or you could also use the coefficients in Pascal's triangle. 4, choose 2 is 6. We're multiplying that by 4 and then minus 9x, which is being squared. So a positive 81x squared, leaving you with 16 minus, so 9 times 4 times 8, 288. And 6 times 4 times 81 is a positive 1944 x squared. Okay, so there are more terms in this expansion, but we're only asked for the first 3 in ascending powers of x, and that's what we've done. Okay, so the next part, so we've done this. Next part says the expansion in ascending powers of x of f of x up to and including the term x squared is given by a minus 232x plus bx squared, where we can see that f of x expression just above that sentence. A and b are constants. We want to know the value of a. Okay, so this is only worth 1 mark, so it's likely that we'll do this by inspection. I know that when I multiply, so we've got 1 plus kx multiplied by this expansion that we've already seen in part A. So 1 plus kx, multiplied by, I'm going to put this straight in, 16 minus 288x plus 1944x squared and some more. Now, the value of a is the coefficient that has no x attached, so just the constant at the beginning. I can see when I expand these brackets, the constant at the front with no x term is just going to be 16. So I can conclude at this point that a is going to be 16. I'm also asked in part B for the value of k. It's worth 2 marks. Sorry, did I say part B? Part C, rather. Find the value of k. Now, this isn't as straightforward because, as you can see in the question, I need to make minus 232 x's by expanding this. Now, when I expand these brackets, I get 2 x terms. Let's isolate those. So let's take out, let's write it again. 1 plus kx, 16 minus 288x plus 1944x squared, and so on. Now, my x terms come from here and here. So I'm going to get 16kx minus 288x. Okay, so 16k minus 288 must be equal to minus 232. Okay, so adding 288 to both sides, 16k equals 56. So k must be equal to 56 over 16, which is 3.5 as a decimal. Okay, part D, hence find the value of b, so also another 2 marks. This is just the coefficient of x squared this time. So isolate your x squared terms. Be very careful to make sure you get them all. So your x squared terms now are from here, here. Oh, and that's it because there's no x squared term in this one. So we should then have, what's the question? B is just the coefficient of x squared. So, and we can use the k value from part C. So this is minus 288 k, lots of x squared, plus 1944 should be equal to b. Substituting k equals 3.5. What we should find is that b has the value 936.